You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your path now. Let me start with a simple question. What if I told you that the new year could be a real turning point in your life? Not just another fleeting beginning, but a year that completely reshapes you, makes you stronger, more focused, and closer to the version of yourself you've always dreamed of being. Isn't this what we're all looking for? But my friend, achieving this is not a matter of empty wishes. It's a choice to make real change in your life, to adopt habits that reshape your day and ideas that illuminate your path. In this video, I will share with you 9 simple yet profound habits inspired by Stoic philosophy. Habits that can change the course of your life if you commit to them. So please, stay focused with me until the end, because you will find between the lines keys to a life of greater strength and clarity. And you're here. So before we start the journey, click the like button and subscribe to the channel, not just to support me, but because this video, if you add it to your day, could be the true beginning of 2025. Ready? Let's begin. Awaken the best version of yourself. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you felt that you were giving your very best? I mean, truly giving the best version of yourself, without excuses, without doubts. If you think for a moment, you'll realize that most of us live in the shadows of our potential, not in its light. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius used to ask himself a question every morning. Am I doing what I came into this world to do? This question is simple, but strikes deep. We know within us that there is a better version of ourselves, but it is always postponed, stuck in tomorrow I'll start, or I'm not ready now. But the truth is, there is no tomorrow. There is no later. All you have is this moment. And this moment is what will determine whether you will live just another ordinary year or a year that carries the meaning of the best version of yourself. It's not about being a perfect person. No one is perfect. But it's about the version that chooses to face its flaws honestly and works on them day by day. To be honest with yourself, to say, yes, I am weak here, but that doesn't mean I will remain weak. When you open your eyes, what do? Do you rush to scroll through your phone? Do you start your day aimlessly? Or do you pause for a moment and say to yourself, this is a new day, and I'm here to make it the best day possible? The Stoics believe that the morning is a sacred moment, a moment to set your intention for the rest of the day. Ask yourself, how do I want to live this day? Will I? It's simple. When you strive to be the best version of yourself, you won't see the change immediately. You won't wake up the next day and feel like a completely different person. Change happens slowly, but it happens. One small step, then another. And then you find yourself moving in a direction you never imagined. Remember, the best version of yourself is not someone waiting for someone else to come and push them forward. It's the person who chooses every day to take responsibility, to work, to be present. So, if you are listening to me now, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this the time I decide to wake up, to step out of the shadows, to start building myself? Not tomorrow, not next month, but now. If the answer is yes, then continue with me. Let go of what doesn't serve you. It's not what happens to us that bothers us, but our opinions about what happens. This simple statement by Epictetus is not just words. It's an invitation to radical change. Think with me, my friend. How many times have you felt weighed down as if you were carrying mountains on your shoulders just because you held on to things that don't serve you? Inside each of us, there is a limited space for energy and focus. This space is like a small container. If you fill it with unnecessary things, there will be no room left for what truly matters. Perhaps you've clung to a relationship that drains you, a negative thought that invades your mind every night, or even an unfounded fear of a past you cannot change. All these things, my friend, are like weights tied to your feet while you try to run toward your dreams. But let me ask you, do you think this world is so perfect that you'll find happiness while carrying all this burden? The truth is, happiness is not about seeking more, but about letting go of what you don't need. Stoic philosophy teaches us that inner freedom begins when we free ourselves from attachment to what we cannot control. Imagine you're carrying a backpack on a long journey. With every step, the bag gets heavier because of things you don't need. Stones you put there yourself, things you took from others without asking yourself if you truly needed them. Wouldn't it make sense to pause for a moment, open that bag, and throw away everything that doesn't serve your journey? It's not easy. Letting go of these things requires courage. The courage to say no to a relationship that drains you, to a sense of guilt that has no place, or even to a deep desire to control everything around you. But when you do, you'll discover something amazing: the lightness of the soul. You'll feel as if you're living for the first time. Remember, my friend, life is short enough. Don't waste it carrying burdens that aren't yours. Every step toward letting go of what doesn't serve you is a step toward freedom, inner peace, and a fresh start for 2025. Please focus with me. You deserve this beginning. So don't let things with no value define your worth. Break the routine. There's something we all do without realizing it, and slowly it turns into a shackle that wraps around our lives. Routine. Routine at first seems comforting, doesn't it? You wake up at the same time, do the same things day after day. But at some point, you find yourself stuck, feeling like you're walking in circles. Nothing new, nothing exciting. Here lies the problem, my friend. The routine you built to give you stability has become a prison that prevents you from growing. The Stoics understood this very well. Seneca, the wise philosopher, used to say, "Life is long enough, but we waste it doing the same things mindlessly." Do you know what this means? It means that every day you spend doing what you do, just because you're used to it, is a day stolen from your life. But don't get me wrong, routine is not pure evil. We need some daily habits to maintain balance. The problem begins when that routine becomes an autopilot steering your life without you realizing that you no longer have control. Think for a moment. When was the last time you tried something new? When did you decide to change your route to work, read a book outside your favorite genre, or step out of your comfort zone? You might say, "Why should I do that? My life is stable." But that's the trap. Excessive stability feeds stagnation, and stagnation kills the soul. Listen to me carefully. Change doesn't mean turning your life upside down. Sometimes all you need is one small step. Decide this week to break one pattern in your day. Maybe start your day with light exercise, dedicate a few minutes to learning something new, or even try a different type of food. The point is not the change itself, but the feeling that comes with it. The feeling that you're alive, that you're in control of your life, rather than your life controlling you. The Stoics believed that a free person is one who controls their mind and choices. Isn't that what you want? To be free? Since you've reached this point, you're an incredible follower, and I know you're serious about changing your life. So, I want you to write in the comments, a new start or start now, to let me know that you've followed along to this moment, and at the same time, to express your commitment to making this year different. I'm looking forward to your words. Redefine success. Let me ask you a simple question. What is success to you? Take a moment and think about it. Is success money, fame, social status? Perhaps that's what we've been taught our entire lives. But have you ever thought about the true meaning of success? Not the meaning society has set for you, but the one that fits you personally. The Stoics viewed success in a completely different way. Marcus Aurelius used to say, "True happiness is living your life in alignment with your values, not with the expectations of others." Reflect on these words for a moment. If you measure your success based on standards set by external voices, family, friends, society, you're, in reality, living a life that isn't yours. The problem isn't with having big goals, but that sometimes we set goals for ourselves that don't reflect what we truly want. We race forward, and suddenly, when we reach the summit we imagined, we feel empty. Why? Because we were climbing the wrong mountain, my friend. Success isn't a specific destination, it's the journey itself. When you define what success means to you and only you, without being influenced by the noise of the world, your life begins to take on real meaning. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve because I believe in it? What is the thing that makes me wake up in the morning with passion? Not because I have to, but because I truly want to from the depths of my soul. The answer may be simple. It might not be tied to money or grand achievements. Perhaps success for you is living your day with inner peace, accomplishing a small goal that gives you satisfaction, or even living a balanced life where you dedicate time to yourself, your family, and what you love. But this requires courage. Redefining success means facing your fear of disappointing others. It means standing firm against voices telling you that you're not successful enough. The Stoics always taught us that true strength comes from within, not from external sources. In 2025, make it your goal to redefine success in your own way, not in the way others dictate. Ask yourself honestly, what does success mean to me? When you find the answer, you'll begin to live freely, and you'll realize that the summit you're searching for isn't outside, It's been inside you all along. The inner journey. Have you ever thought, my friend, about the journey you are undertaking within yourself? I mean, when was the last time you stopped to ask yourself, who am I really? What do I want from this life? We live in a world full of noise. Everything around us pushes us to look outward for answers. A better job, more money, new relationships. But the Stoics saw things in a completely different way. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled the greatest empire of his time, used to say, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will always spring up." Imagine this with me. A man who had everything, power, wealth, fame, yet he didn't seek happiness in those things. He believed that the true answers to all our big questions are found within ourselves, not anywhere else. But let me be honest with you. The journey inward is not easy. It's not just a 5-minute meditation session or a quiet moment away from the world. It's a confrontation with your fears, your weaknesses, and all those parts of yourself you try to ignore. This journey can be scary, but it's also the ultimate liberation. Take time for yourself, not to escape the world, but to understand it more deeply by first understanding yourself. Ask yourself, what is always occupying my mind? Are they things I can control? Epictetus used to say, the wise person distinguishes between what they can change and what they cannot. Isn't this wisdom something we all need? And the amazing thing about this inner journey is that the deeper you go, the more you discover that you are stronger than you thought. All those emotions you believed would break you are, in fact, your gateway to growth. The Stoics used to say that life isn't about what happens to you, but how you choose to interpret what happens. If you want to start your new year differently, begin with this journey. Dedicate daily time to sit with yourself. No phone, no noise, just you and your thoughts. At first, it might feel strange, maybe even uncomfortable, but over time, you'll find yourself rediscovering the deepest parts of yourself. Remember, true strength is not in controlling the external world, but in mastering the internal one. And the stronger you are on the inside, the more ready you'll be to face anything that comes your way. This is the secret of the Stoics, and it is the secret that can change your life if you're ready to embark on this journey. The power of resilience. Life isn't easy, and you know this well. Every day there are challenges, difficulties, moments when you lose control or feel like the whole world is against you. But here lies the real question. How do you deal with these moments? How do you respond when things get tougher than you expected? My friend, in Stoicism, there is a profound concept called resilience. This word is not just a trait, it's an inner strength, a strength that allows you to stand firm when the winds blow against you from every direction. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that defines you, but how you choose to respond." Do you understand the depth of this idea? Life will never stop testing you, and it offers no guarantees that things will be easy. This isn't a flaw in life, it's its very nature. Real life isn't a straight path, it's full of twists, hills, and valleys. But the Stoic doesn't see these challenges as obstacles. Instead, they see them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow stronger. Think about it. When you go to the gym, why do you lift weights? Because you know that resisting the weights is what builds your muscles. The same applies to life. Every challenge you face is a new weight. If you resist it, if you approach it with a balanced mind and a strong spirit, you will come out stronger, more resilient. But what does it mean to be resilient? It doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means understanding that difficulties aren't the end. It means knowing that you have the ability to regain your balance no matter the circumstances. When you fall, you rise. When you fail, you learn. Marcus Aurelius said the fire turns everything thrown into it into fuel, and you must be like that fire. Every problem, every disappointment, every loss, don't let them burn you. Let them fuel you. Let them become a force that pushes you forward. But I know this isn't easy. Being resilient requires patience and training, not just physical training, but mental training. Every time you face a difficult situation, stop and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I come out of this better than I was before? This mindset is what distinguishes a strong person from an average one. The Stoic doesn't fear life because they know they can handle anything it throws at them. And this is what I want you to remember. Challenges won't disappear, but you can become stronger. You can become the person who faces storms with a smile, not because they don't feel fear, but because they know that fear is not the end of the road. Take a moment now and think about your life. What challenges have you faced? Do you remember a moment you thought was the end of the world, but it passed and you came out of it a stronger person? That's the resilience I'm talking about. Imagine your future. Imagine yourself standing on a beach on a calm day, looking at the waves and feeling the sea breeze. Now think about the future. Think about how you want your life to be. Think of it as a reality that can come true and as a way forward, but not the kind of thinking that makes you escape reality. Instead, the kind that helps you face it. Marcus Aurelius used to say, "Don't waste your time dreaming about the future, but look at it with reason and prepare for it." When you imagine your future, do so rationally. Don't just imagine the beautiful things. Imagine the challenges too. Imagine the obstacles you might face. Imagine the worst-case scenario. Does this mean being pessimistic? Not at all. The Stoics use this method not to fear the future, but to prepare for it. When you expect difficulties and imagine that you can overcome them, fear loses its meaning. Think for a moment. What do you really want in 2025? Not just a list of goals or things you want to achieve, but ask yourself, how do I want to feel? What do I want to become? Take this vision and build a plan around it. Picture yourself living it step by step, not as an impossible dream, but as something you see and believe you can achieve. But here comes the important part. Don't let this vision be empty. Tie it to your daily actions. If you want a healthier life, imagine yourself strong and energetic. Then ask yourself, what can I do today to bring this vision closer to reality? Visualization is not magic. It's a tool that lets you live the future in your mind and prepare for it in reality. When you start using this tool consciously, you'll find that the fear of the unknown diminishes. You'll find yourself braver, clearer, and more capable of making the decisions that lead you toward the life you want. The future is not something you wait for, it's something you create. And visualization is the first step in creating it. Priorities. What truly matters? Have you ever thought of your life as a box filled with things? Every day we add new things to this box. Commitments, people, ideas, even material possessions. And over time, the box fills up. But it doesn't fill up with what truly matters. It fills with clutter, with things that take up space but add no real value. Here's the question. How many of the things that fill your life today truly deserve your time and energy? I know this is a heavy question, but it's a necessary one. As humans, we have the illusion that we have time for everything. But the truth is, time is limited. The one thing we cannot get back is the moment wasted on something meaningless. Seneca said, "There is nothing more valuable than time, yet most people live as if they have eternity." And this makes me wonder, how many times have you said yes to things that weren't important? How many times have you let yourself get caught up in trivial matters just because you felt guilty or afraid of saying no? But my friend, life isn't measured by the number of things you do. It's measured by the quality of what you choose to do. Living a full life doesn't mean being busy all the time. It means being busy with what truly matters. Take a moment now and think about your priorities. What really matters? The people who bring you joy, not stress. Are you living in alignment with these priorities? Defining priorities isn't easy. It takes courage to say no to things that don't serve you, even if that seems harsh. But it's the only way to live an authentic life, a life that aligns with your values and with who you want to be. The Stoics always said, "Do not scatter your attention, for distraction is the true enemy of the soul." When you focus on what truly matters, you feel empowered. And trust me, once you start choosing what truly matters, you'll realize something profound. Life isn't short. It's we who waste it on what doesn't deserve our time. Health is its foundation. Let me tell you something simple, yet profound. Nothing in this life means anything if your health is not well. What is the use of big dreams, success, money, and relationships if your body is weak and your mind is exhausted? The Stoics, with their great wisdom, knew this truth well. Marcus Aurelius would always remind himself and write that your body is your tool for life, so take care of it as you would care for any precious tool. Now, reflect on these words. The body is not just a means to live today. It is the vessel that carries us through the entire journey of life. If you neglect this vessel, how can you expect to reach anywhere? The problem is that we take our health for granted. We drain our bodies with sleepless nights, stress, and unhealthy food. We tell ourselves, "It's okay, I'll take care of myself later." But when is this later? Health doesn't wait. The body has a way of speaking to us through pain, fatigue, or perhaps illness. and if we ignore its signals, we will lose more than we can imagine. Stoicism is not just a mental philosophy. It is a practical philosophy rooted in taking care of every part of yourself, your mind, your soul, and your body. Think about it. When your body is strong and healthy, you feel a different kind of energy, a greater determination, as if you can face the world. But when you neglect yourself, everything becomes harder. Even the simplest tasks seem impossible.